This look for less. Hi, I'm Laura Ray. This side of my face is high-end makeup. On this side, except for the blush, which is from Too Faced, this is all affordable drugstore makeup. I can't tell a difference between the two sides. I want to show you how I apply these products, some tips, and also share with you this sort of retro lip look. Before we start, I want to tell you how I prep my skin. I did put on my regular skincare and I sprayed on some of the D'Alba. This is a truffle spray that I've talked about recently. I am looking for a dupe for you. I haven't found anything yet, but I wanted to let you know that I am trying my best to find that. Several weeks ago, I told you I was looking for a dupe for this Dior palette. This is one of the brands that you said you wanted me to look for dupes for. So on this eye, I'm wearing the Dior shadow. I mainly put the light shadow here and the deeper shade. I have had such a struggle to find a dupe. I've probably spent at least 2 hours swatching everything I had trying to find something. The closest I came was this from Canmake. Now, what I want to say is there's only 2 shades in here that dupe the Dior, but I love this look. And I also want to say, as far as formula, this is the closest that I've come to the Dior formula. That's what I was really looking for you also. Nothing that I would pick up at the drugstore even came close to the formula of this. I've been talking about Canmake for several years now, and I've always said that it was the closest to Dior Shadow as far as the thinness of it. This is a palette that I've shown many times that was made to look like a mini Dior. These palettes are all very small. If you see it next to the Dior, you can see the big size difference. They're really tiny, but the product is amazing. It's so sheer, buildable, and that's what I think people like about the Dior. Now, one thing I noticed when I did my eyes side by side, the Canmake actually went on smoother. The Dior was a little patchy in certain parts, which I was surprised by. Eventually, I blended it out and they looked the same. But I felt that the Canmake actually did a better job. I have lots of great products we're going to apply now. One dupe I recently found is this Catrice Under Eye Brightener. I think it's a great dupe for the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. I love this formula. I take my little Huda brush, dip into it, and go right into the inner corner. I like going on the side of my eye. My eyes are very deep set, so I tend to get dark on the edges and just sort of come up and blend it out. And then I go in at the end and sort of blend it in a lot better with the rest of my makeup. So it's going to look a little bright right now because I have no foundation on at all. All I have is my eye products on, and my brow powder, of course. So there you can see how bright that is. Now I'm going to wipe off my brush. I wish I had 2 of these Huda brushes. I may end up ordering another one. And I'm going to go in on the other side with the Becca. So you can see the 2. They really feel the same. They have the same creaminess to them. And the Catrice is a lot more affordable. And I have to be very careful, I've found, with the Becca more than the Catrice, with it not getting into my fine lines. That's why I like this brush so much. And I just sort of blend it down. And let's see how the 2 look side by side. As I've shared with you before, I'm trying some brands that I've never tried before. Some of them are well known, some of them are more obscure. But one foundation I've never tried is the NARS. I've never tried any foundation from NARS. This is their Natural Radiant Longwear foundation. Now, the shade I bought was a little light for me, but I think once we bronze up the face and do everything else, it'll be okay. I saw on the internet that this foundation that I already had, the Maybelline, the 30-hour foundation, was a dupe. So I've been trying them out, and I really agree with that. I think this is a great, affordable alternative to this. They feel very similar on the skin. So let's see what you think. I'm going to go ahead and put on the NARS first. I was super excited to try this because I know a lot of people love NARS foundation, and it's great for me with long work days to have something that is more long wearing. So I'm just going to dab a little bit and go in with my Delium Double Dome brush, and I just press it into the skin. And you can see that it's too light for me, but I like that you can maybe even easier see on the skin how beautifully it covers everything. I was very impressed with the amount of coverage from this. I just couldn't see broken capillaries, discoloration in the skin. It was not noticeable. So I thought this did a really good job. My skin right now is combination skin, so I get oily in the T-zone. And so something like this really helps out with me keeping foundation on all day. Now we're going to try the Maybelline 30-Hour Foundation. One thing I love about buying a more affordable foundation is you can get a couple of shades. I am getting a little bit darker just from driving in the car. The shade of my skin deepens in the summer. I don't go out sunbathing, but I do walk outside and I do wear sunscreen, but still the color of my skin changes a little bit. So again, this is something that matched me really good this winter, but it's very light now. So I'm gonna mix some drops into it that will darken it. But I just wanted you to see this was a perfect shade match too. Now, Deauville is the shade that I used in the NARS. In the Maybelline, the shade is 128 Warm Nude that I have on right now. And they really are great shade matches, very similar. And wow, you can see the coverage on the Maybelline is just amazing. It really is covering everything that I want it to cover. I don't even need concealer with this. I'm not going to be using any concealer today, just the foundation. And I've used the brightener, so that's enough for me. I'm going to bring this down on the neck, blend that together. And let's take a look at this and compare the sides. I think they look pretty much the same. I'm so impressed by this. The Maybelline is super affordable, quite a price difference. I think it's a great dupe. I have some dupes I haven't shown you before, but I'm going to show you one right now I've already talked about, and that's for the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush bronzer. I love this bronzer because it goes on so easily and it's buildable. Some bronzers are just go on very heavy, and this doesn't. I'm going to go ahead and bronze up this side. So I never have a problem like when I touch my skin with this of a big blob of bronzer. And I know I could tap it off. There's lots of things, little tricks you can do. But typically, drugstore bronzers, at least the ones I've tried, go on a little heavy and you have to be sort of careful with them. So with the Charlotte, it's just so buildable. Some days I wear it as a blush. I've used it as eyeshadow. I really do like it. Now on this side of my face, I'm going to use a bronzer I love just as much as Charlotte's. I actually grab for this all the time, and it's the NYX Matte Bronzer, and it's in the shade Light. I would recommend going with a little lighter bronzer. Like I used to buy medium all the time, and I found that by buying light, it goes on softer, isn't so heavy on my skin. Look at how that looks. Pretty much the same as Charlotte's. Such a price difference. Now you don't get the beautiful packaging, but I think the NYX is very sleek looking. I think it looks really nice. I love bronzer. I didn't used to use it that much, but I have found that it really brings life to the face when my skin looks a little dull. I'll add on some bronzer and instantly it looks so much better. I'm going to add a little bit more on Charlotte's side to sort of balance it out. Normally when I apply bronzer, I will go back and forth between sides, but I can't do that since we're doing drugstore versus high-end. So I'll just add a little bit more and then you can see the two sides. I don't have a blush dupe today. I'm just going to put on some blush that I purchased recently. It's from Too Faced. I couldn't pass this packaging up. It's so cute. This is their Too Faced Cloud Crush, and it's supposed to be a blurring blush. I don't know how much it blurs, but I love the color of it. I think it's beautiful for spring. It's very soft. It doesn't sit on the skin. I think it's very nice for mature skin. I don't usually think of Too Faced geared towards women our age, but I like this. It's very soft. I like the look of it. So I'm just going to apply that on both sides. And then we're going to talk about a dupe that you recommended for me. Many of you asked me to find a dupe for Hourglass powders. These are so light. They look beautiful on the skin. Well, in the comments a few weeks ago, let me see right here, the Kiko, this is the Kiko Radiant Fusion Baked Powder. One of you recommended this and said, oh, Laura, that's such a great dupe for the Hourglass that you wear it all the time. So I appreciate that. I love when you send me dupes. So I ordered it immediately and I really like it. It's very sheer like the Hourglass and has that little bit of luminosity to it. So I'm going to go ahead into the Hourglass. Now I'm using the Luminous Light, the Hourglass Luminous Light here, and I'll just put it a little bit here. I usually just dust a little bit on. And on the other side, I'll be using the Kiko. Let me get another brush here. And I just think even the packaging of this looks very luxe. All right, so there you have the Hourglass and the Kiko. I have a couple of lip products I want to share with you. In the comments, many of you have said, Laura, I love these lip oils. I don't wear lipstick anymore. I wear lip oils all the time. Well, one of the most famous ones is Clarins, and I've heard so much about it, so I purchased it. And to be honest, I have drugstore ones I like a lot better. The packaging is beautiful, but what fooled me, was that this looks like it has color in it, like many from the drugstore do. Well, it's pretty much clear. So I'll show it to you now. It has one of these bigger doe foot applicators. The one I ordered is raspberry, and I ordered it because I thought it would have more color to it. This is called their Lip Comfort Oil, the Clarins. So this is what it looks like, but it just looks like a plain lip oil. As far as longevity, it did seem to last a long time on my lips, at least the moisture from it. Maybe not the look of the more shiny oil, but I was impressed by that. But I actually don't like the way this tastes. I can taste it right now, and it just has a makeup-y taste to it, and I really don't like that. So I don't reach for it. It's not something that I would repurchase, and it's very expensive. So I have some that I love from the drugstore to share with you. First off, I love these from NYX. It's called their Fat Oil. And these do have some color to them. I'll show you my hands. We'll put this on. This is the NYX, and you can see the color here. Now let's put the Clarins next to it. There's no color. So part of me liking these oils is I really like a little more brightness to my lips. My lips are more mauve and they're deeper. So I look for things that are going to liven me up and give me a little bit of color. So this one that I'm putting on for you is called Supermodel. Look at how juicy they look and shiny. This is so affordable. It feels a little bit thicker on the lips, actually, than the Clarins, which some people might like that thinness of the Clarins. But I like the look of this, the shine. The taste doesn't bother me. And so I bought another shade called Newspeed. And this one is even a little bit more colorful. I'm going to take off the Supermodel and put one of the different shades on. This is Newspeed, and it's just a little deeper tone. I love these. They're so moisturizing. There's such a cost difference. Now, there's one more from NYX I want to share with you. They're hitting a home run with these. It's called This is Juice Gloss, and it says Electrolyte Infused Color. And this one is in Pomegranate. Now, I heard Jessica Braun raving about these. I didn't purchase this just on my own because I was so happy with these others. But this is really nice. It's got a thinner applicator like this and really beautiful scent. I'd like to try more of these. So you have a couple of options here. This actually has the feel more like the Clarins, a little bit thinner, but you get color with it. So either one of these in my book is a winner and better than the Clarins. This is a very famous gloss from Lancome. I'll have to put the name below. They didn't put the name on the product, but it is so full of shine. Let me show you how beautiful it is. It's got a lot of luminosity to it. I really love it. That's just so pretty. It glistens. You can see all the glistening in it. I really think it's gorgeous. I haven't tried tons of makeup from Lancome, so I want to try a few more things because I know a lot of you love Lancome. Now, I have such a more affordable gloss. I buy these on Amazon. These are House Laboratories. So beautiful. Now, some of these are higher priced. It depends on the shade you're ordering. I've paid as low as $6 or $7 at times for these glosses. But let me show you now how beautiful this is. It's the same. It's like full of sparkle. Wow, even more sparkle. Look at this. Wow. I think this is even more beautiful than the Lancome. Look at how my lips look. They really look so, they pop, don't they? I would like to put this over a lipstick too. I've done that. I have multiple shades. Here's another one that I have that's more of a champagne. But I like wearing these alone or on top of a lip pencil too. I'll do that a lot. I think the House Laboratories is such a better option, more affordable. And if you're looking for that real sparkle to your lips or to elevate your lip look, I think this is perfect. I wanted to mention that on my lashes today, I'm wearing the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I've fallen back in love with this. I love what it does for my lashes, how affordable it is. It doesn't flake on me. It lasts all day, so I think it's a great mascara. And since we're coming here to the end of our look, I have a throwback for you. I went out and bought L'Oreal's Fairest Nude. That used to be such a favorite shade of mine. I thought we'd finish the look with that and maybe top it off with that gloss. And from Juvia's Place, recently I bought this. This is such an amazing lip pencil. It's in the shade Coffee Bean. And I want to show you how a little trick that I've been doing with my silicone lip brushes. So we know how sometimes lip liner is hard to blend into the lipstick. Some people will take their finger and blend the edges. Well, this is what I've been doing. I'm going to start with the lipstick. Let me get off the gloss. I still have some of that gloss on. It really stays. All right, so let's go in with our L'Oreal Fairest Nude. Remember when this was like the main nude on the market? I remember that. Oh man, I'm back in love with this. This is so pretty. Now I'm going to go in with the liner. Sometimes I line first, but I like this where you go in with the liner second and then blend the liner into the edges to make it prettier lip look. Now, I don't want these edges to look so harsh like back in the 90s when we'd draw these lines and leave them. So I take this little silicone brush and go like down like this and blend the liner into the lipstick. Wow, I love this lip look, but let's go ahead and top with that shade I told you about. I'll put the shades in the description. The shade isn't on the tube, but this is more of a champagne from the House Laboratories. Wow. I really love that. Now you could go in with the pinker shade that I showed. Let's put a little dab of that. Oh yeah. That's the look I was looking for. So let's take a look at both sides. We've got the high-end side here and the drugstore. I cannot tell a difference. I can't tell a difference from the eyeshadow all the way down to the foundation. Now, I want to go ahead because I know some of you don't like this flatter look and put a little of the D'Alba on top. This is a setting spray. So if you get to the end of your look and you find that this isn't what you want, it's too flat looking, I'm going to spray it actually onto a brush. I prefer to do that instead of spraying it directly on the face. And now we'll sort of get a more dewy look to the skin. So let me know your favorite dupe in the comments, or if you have a product you think I should try, leave it below. I love when you make these suggestions. I wouldn't have probably ever tried that powder had I not been given that suggestion in the comments. So I really appreciate you all so much. Remember, I upload Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 9 a.m. Eastern, and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. We have such an amazing community here. It's free. Just hit the subscribe button. I appreciate and love you all so much. I hope you have a blessed week, and I will see you soon.